Welcome to the first episode of The Legend of Zelda: Cycles of Power. It has been 100 years since the defeat of Calamity Ganon, the seemingly immortal spirit of the Gerudo man Ganondorf Dragmire, driven to madness and corruption by countless cycles of life and death and resurrection and imprisonment and the power of the Triforce. In the centuries since, Hyrule has flourished under the finally coronated Queen Zelda, aided by the Queen's consort Link, the hero of the wilds. Descendants of those who fled Hyrule during the Calamity have returned. Trade with distant neighboring countries has been restored. Warriors from all sorts taking up the mantle of the old and ancient order of the Knights of Hyrule, trained by the hero of wilds himself, have tamed the wilderness, which had overtaken Hyrule Field and made it safe for settlement and farming once again, to spawn countless new farms and ranches, including a newly refounded Longmon Ranch. A new castle town has grown and flourished around the reclaimed Castle Hyrule. Hyrule has grown into a safe and prosperous and still growing kingdom. Even after the eventual passing of the Hero of Wilds at a ripe old age, his body now forever interred into the cave which once held the Shrine of Resurrection, the Knights of Hyrule continue to keep the people safe. They keep the bokoblins and Hinox and other monsters relegated to the distant edges of the map. Queen Zelda still lives. Her age is a complicated question, to say the least, and she has aged in the last 100 years, albeit much less than one might expect from that passage of time. Her position as the Sage of Time, or perhaps all of the time-related magic that so defined her adventures with Link, have caused her to age much slower. Queen Zelda is the matriarch of a new royal house, with princes and princesses encouraged to explore their own talents as suits them, studying the sword or spell or Zonai machinery or the divine power in the blood of the royal family of Hyrule. But this story begins far away from Hyrule Castle. In Karakara Town, a trading hub at the edge of the Gerudo Desert, where Gerudo and Hylians do business together, an ordinary Gerudo woman, of no special importance, has given birth to a most remarkable child, a male Gerudo. A male Gerudo has not been born in more than 10,000 years. Not since Ganondorf Dragmire, the last king of the Gerudo, who went on to become the King of Evil, the Demon King Ganon, and over the thousands of years of his life, eventually became the Calamity. The birth of this unexpected child has thrown the Gerudo leadership into not chaos, but uncertainty. According to their most ancient and holy scriptures, the male Gerudo is supposed to be the chosen child of the goddess Din, the goddess of the sands. The child is meant to take up the title of Guardian of the Sands, a holy and divine protector, made king and leader of all Gerudo by divine right. But there is a fear that this might be another Ganondorf, another reincarnation of the King of Evil, destined to bring about ruin yet again. A great conclave has been called. Chief Makila of the Gerudo has called upon the leadership of every tribe in the lands of Hyrule to convene outside of Gerudo Town and discuss what to do with this impossible child. You heroes are part of a caravan carrying the leaders of Hyrule to this conclave. Queen Zelda herself is in attendance, along with her advisors, General Wright and Minister Leaf. The Zora and the Gorons have each sent their own representatives, elderly scholars of their people. Old Django of the Goron representing his chief, and Finlo of the Zora representing King Sidon, who, due to his immense size, cannot be here in person. The Rito have sent Medal, a young scholar who comes without guard as the lone representative of the bird folk. Others may yet make their own way to the conclave. Would now like for each of you to introduce yourselves and tell me about who you are as a player and also about your characters. We'll start with Meg. Meg, who the heck are you and what the heck are you doing here?
Hi, I never know who I am.
Real.
But in the context of this game, I am Kokona, who is a Chica investigator. Her whole thing is she's kind of Columbo-esque, like she's very awkward and really only good at solving the case. And I guess I kind of have the idea that maybe she's sent to this as kind of just Kakariko being like, just get rid of her for a little bit. Like, just get some free time away from her.
Mm-hmm. There are, of course, other Chica traveling with Queen Zelda. Pura, of course, who still looks quite young due to strange science she has developed. She is older than Zelda, even, depending on how you count Zelda's timeline. And, of course, Pura's great-niece, Paya, who is considered the elder of the Sheikah in this time.
And me.
And then yes, Kokona is also here as a representative of Kakariko Village, and probably a hand of Elder Paya. Alright, Panza.
Pronunciation. I'm used to playing a lot of GURPS and more complex, weighty types of games like this than this, but I'm giving Pathfinder 2 a try, and I've enjoyed all of Kaybe's games so far. My character is Umi, the Hylian Royal Knight, from a farm near the Gerudo territory, and he's just been a good knight in the royal court for some time now. His class in Pathfinder 2 terms is Guardian, which is a very protective physical combatant.
All right. Lady V.
Hello. You can call me Lady V. I have never played a minute of Zelda in my entire life, so I have no idea what's going on for the most part. But
which I think is probably a plus for this, because that will just make everything so much weirder.
It's so cool. There's so many new characters and names and things. I'm super into like fantasy and storylines and things like that. So it all is new and exciting, and I was gravitated toward these adorable little Koroks, is what they're called. So its name is Kiki, and she is a seed bearer Korok. She plants these cute little pink trees, and she's a cleric, so I believe that means she made like potions and stuff for people in the woods. People would come to her when they needed something, like a potion or something, and she kind of like helps heal the party, so she's a little bit of a healer.
Very much a healer.
She's a typical, but can hold her own when she needs to. I hope. But yeah, just cute, but kind of terrifying in a like cute way. And she's just here to help and have fun.
Yeah. So Kiki here will be, as part of the caravan, would sort of also be the representative of the Korok forest and the Great Deku Tree specifically. Since the Great Deku Tree is a tree, he has a hard time, like, going to the desert. So he's obviously sent Kiki as his representative to speak for the trees. And lastly, but not leastly, Ruumi Dori. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
I'm Ruumi Dori. I am the leastly but not lastly. I've been in a couple of Kaybe's other games before. notably some of the streamed games. I used to stream myself, getting back into it.
I'm looking forward
I'm
to
going
it.
to be playing. Yeah, me too. I'm going to be playing Marubel, the Goron. She is a smith and a crafter, but also one of the Goron brothers sent along to help in this matter. I'm here as a old Django bodyguard, and one last thing that I wanted to add in, since Panza mentioned knowing systems, knowing GURPS. I am much more used to games that are much more loose and rule of cool, so less crunchy and more making up the rules as I go. So I will be figuring out Pathfinder 2 along with everyone else.
I'm in the same boat. I played Pathfinder 1, but not 2.
Same,
so.
bestie.
Hey, it's a learning experience for everyone. Like, I haven't touched a Zelda thing in about 25 years, so
I will say that I will say that having played Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons 3.0, 3.x, Pathfinder, when I was in high school and college, Pathfinder 2 is way easier than those systems.
Yeah.
It is a modern step up. It has a lot of the stuff that you would like about those systems, like the if you like building characters and you like the process of figuring out a build, Pathfinder 2's got that, but it's less obnoxious than Pathfinder 1.
Yeah, Pathfinder 1 is like, hey, do you want a rule for literally everything?
Last thing that I didn't mention, everyone else sort of mentioned their class. I am a kineticist.
Yes.
I throw rocks. I'm a Goron and I throw rocks.
You also throw metal.
I do throw metal, but I mostly throw rock. So I'm a Goron.
Yes.
I felt like I needed to say that, otherwise people are gonna.
Well, they'll find out the moment you open your kinetic. When you open your kinetic gate and then start hurling rocks at the speed of bullets, people will figure out what you are real quick.
Just Goron things.
Yeah, just Goron things. All right, so let us continue. The journey to Gerudo Town has led you far from home. But as the sun hangs low in the sky, you were fortunate to have reached Karakara Town, the birthplace of the child, but not your final destination. Karakara Town is a comfortable place to rest, many inns and hotels, all built around a bountiful oasis in the desert. You make your way into town along with the rest of the caravan, and you all are provided, as members of the entourage, you are all provided with accommodations for the night. It is beginning to get dark. The sun is setting. It isn't completely dark yet, though. Is there anything any of you wish to do before bed? You've all been traveling for some time. You've seen each other around, but you probably haven't had a lot of opportunities to speak with one another. Would any of you seek out interaction?
Kiki would probably walk up to each person and be like, "Hi, I'm Kiki. Hi, I'm Kiki. Hi, I'm Kiki."
I feel like Coconuts just constantly taking notes this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Just face first into a notebook.
I feel like as Kiki's going around introducing herself with a "Hi, I'm Kiki. Hi, I'm Kiki. Hi, I'm Kiki." I think it, at least for Marubel, very quickly became one of those the words lost meaning as you repeat them. And Marubel just assumes that that's the noise that the Korok makes. Sneezes and kind of wanders, not away, but does not recognize that we are introducing ourselves to each other. I feel like I'm just
When
going,
you-
hey, listen.
When you introduce yourself to Umi, he kneels down and kind of bows his head. I'm honored to meet you, Lady Kiki. I am a simple royal guard named Umi. Mostly Umi's kind of a very business-like.
Kiki probably would like. I know that we don't like using the word poop, but I'm gonna probably using that word more than anybody would prefer. She's gonna like poop out a little leaf and like make a pretty tree in the road. Be like, I'm Kiki, and what do you do? And, like, this is what I do. What do you do? And, like when Umi introduces himself, like, show me something you can.
Yes, you all see, or Umi at least, you see that Kiki like pops out a little seed, plants it in the ground, and then instantly a tree the size of a person sprouts in that spot with bountiful pink leaves, like a cherry blossom in bloom.
I think Coconut just like watches this. She like pushes up her glasses slightly and just says fascinating, and then writes like scribbles down a bunch more notes.
Yeah.
Impressive. I protect the queen and I protect Hylia from any threat that may come toward it. And he stands up proudly and bangs his shield with a hand.
For context, the notes just say "planned poops trees?" ?
I think this is something that she would do too. Is like, if she has this in her inventory, she'd probably like gift each member of the party like a little potion, like something that's like a +1 health, or like just something small, but like, you know, because that's what she does, right?
You don't actually have the potion making capabilities just yet. For now, you do have natural medicine, which allows you to treat wounds, but that's more like using herbs and things. You can certainly have some healthy herbal teas or something to share. These are good for you. It tastes like garbage. That's how you know it's good for you. It is a small bag of dried leaves. Kiki insists it's good for you.
Coconut just eats one of the leaves.
It tastes bitter and unpleasant. Like medicine.
Down more notes.
Maribel just eats a like piece of rock roast, I imagine. I don't know if herbal teas are good for Gorons.
Yeah, I think she's gonna sniff the herbal tea. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much, but sneeze again. Try to take a drink of it.
It tastes like moss. You've eaten mossy covered rocks before, probably.
She's not gonna spit it out, but is going to casually try and let it out of the corner of her mouth. Because I don't know if she should drink it. And then she's gonna go over and try and eat a nearby rock.
Unfortunately, the rocks of the Gerudo Desert are not as tasty or nutritious as the rock roasts you mine out of Death Mountain, but they're salty. That's nice. Gets the taste of tea out of your mouth.
Pre-seasoned.
Yes. Umi, how do you react to being offered very green herbal tea by this tiny Korok?
Just the leaves?
Yeah.
Umi will put them in a little bag for later. I will enjoy this later.
The most normal response to being handed tea leaves.
She just waddles off, like happy that she did something good.
Night falls. The sun has set. The moon is full, creating a sort of a dim light over the town. It's not completely pitch black, as the large moon hangs in the sky. Maribel, as one of old Django's bodyguards, you are given, sleeping arrangements in the same structure as old Django. Umi and Kokona are in the little house across the street from where the Queen's advisors are staying. Other palace guards are on duty. Umi, you are off duty and to get some sleep. Same with Kokona. You're given each a private room in this little house. Kiki, you are a tiny Korok. You can have a room if you want one, or you can just kind of find any corner you like.
You'd probably sleep under or near the tree, a tree that she's made. Maybe it's a safe town, right? So I can just kind of like put up a tree and just sleep in it.
All right. So Kiki finds a place, probably over here by the oasis, by the water. That's cooler and pleasant. In the midst of the night, you were all suddenly jolted awake by a woman's scream from the advisor's house. Ruumi, when you're editing, put in a horror movie shriek.
Horror movie shriek added, Captain.
You got it, boss.
So you all hear, and what do you do?
Well, I mean, I feel like Coconut just fucking like jumps out of. Can I swear?
Yes, I'm going to. So yes.
Okay, I was just for a second. I was like, am I allowed to? Yeah. She jumps out of bed and then kind of just like probably immediately runs to the sound because her brains are like, oh, there's a murder afoot.
All right, so Coconut is booking it across the street to where she heard the scream. Everyone else, what do you do?
Umi is taking a more measured pace toward the screen, but because he has to. He does not sleep with his shield. But as he gets his stuff, he starts across the street.
So Umi takes a round to pick up his sword and shield and stumbles out into the street. Marubel.
Marubel, just checking, am I here with other Gorons again with old Django? Or
Yes, there are other Gorons here. You're not his only guard.
Yes. I look to one of the brawlers just to make sure that they have secure and protected before, just like a nod, and then I'm going to rush out with my, weirdly enough, my chisel in hand. I can put a chisel through their eye, I guess.
As you get outside into the street, do you activate your aura?
Not yet. Especially if it's not an actual attack. The last thing I want to do is run up to a scared woman with floating rocks all around me.
And iron sand and everything in your earth metal aura. Fair enough. Kiki.
You see like the ruffles leave and she jumps out of the tree and kind of like just starts walking that way to kind of see what everybody else is doing. Kind of like Umi.
So Kiki, Marubel, Umi, you're sort of hanging back a little bit. Coconut, you fly in, throw open the door, and you see the situation. There are some palace guards trying to lock down the situation. They recognize you and do not stand in your way. As you get upstairs, you see that General Wright is here, and he is comforting Minister Leaf, who seems upset and seems likely to have been the person you heard scream. She is presently upset. What do you do?
First, just kind of, I don't think she says anything. She just kind of looks around the room, like trying to see if there's any she's looking around it as if this is a crime scene for sure, and is just trying to figure out what happened.
All right. The obvious
without asking anybody.
Yeah. The obvious thing you notice is a window has been broken. You notice that there's something odd about the vanity from your "that's odd" feat, and Minister Leaf is sort of on the floor, upset, and General Wright is there trying to comfort her.
I'm gonna go over to the thing that's odd.
Yeah, so you go over to the vanity, and you see that there's a bunch of Minister Leaf's personal effects there, including a lot of valuable jewelry, all laid out as she left it. Minister Leaf then sort of pulling herself together a little bit, says, "Thief, it was a Gerudo woman. She came in here and she took it."
Took? What was taken exactly? Looks like there's much that was left here.
The Hyrule Historia.
Oh, that's less than I.
At this point, Umi, your careful advance along with Kiki and Maribel, you've all caught up now and have joined the conversation. Minister Leaf says, "It's this book. The thief. They came in. They took the book, and then they fled." She points out the window. I screamed for help, but they ran into the desert.
It'd be difficult to find them, but we should pursue right away.
Around this time, the group of sort of the leaders and yourselves is forming outside. Queen Zelda asks what's happened. She gets briefed. She turns to you all, says, We cannot delay, but Umi, I need you to chase after these thieves and try and get the book back. The Hyrule Historia, you must understand, is a critically important text. It's a cryptic and ciphered book of knowledge, yes, but it contains the true history of Hyrule and all of the land's secrets. It must be recovered. I don't know why these thieves have taken it, but you must get it back.
Of course, Your Majesty. Who will accompany me?
Old Django steps forward. Brother Maribel, you sprung into action. I think you should go. You are one of the bravest Gorons I know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, bro.
Iggy says, I go.
Coconut says, I am on the case. I will expect payment for this. You can. I will relay my day rates later.
Paya and Pura both nod. Pura says, "Don't worry, you'll be well compensated if you find the book. It's very important we get that back."
She kind of nods her head and says, "Yeah, of course. Yeah. Next time, do a better job protecting."
The palace guards look sheepish. Coconut, as an investigator, it does not take you very long to find some footsteps down here. Some footsteps down here leading off into the desert. Clearly, this is the path that the thief took.
Away we go!
We should pack for a trip.
I think Coconut just goes, "It's okay, I have all I need." And then she just pulls out like a magnifying glass and a notebook.
Ruby, on the other hand, is getting some supplies. And a big backpack and stuff, water and food and stuff.
So you quickly supply yourselves for a short trip into the desert, and you set out. You follow the footsteps until you are into the desert. The town sort of disappearing behind you. Coconut, there's something odd about the way the tracks are going through this area.
What is odd?
Something feels off about the situation to you. Anyone can roll your choice of perception, nature, or survival.
Would it be relevant for me to use pursue a lead?
Yes.
Yeah, it says specifically in that thought, it says that I can pursue a lead kind of just for free. It says, if you wish, you can pursue a lead concerning this detail, even if you have pursued a lead less than 10 minutes ago.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I should have reminded you as an investigator. You probably should have used pursue a lead when you were first investigating
that's fair,
the crime scene. This is my first time running for...
this is your first time running for this investigation.
Yes. So, pursue a lead. You name one detail you've identified you think is part of a larger mystery, then spend 1 minute examining it. The detail is typically either obvious or something you already discovered using some other action. After a minute passes, the GM either confirms there is a larger mystery or tells you there's nothing more to learn. If there is in fact a larger mystery at play, you can't pursue a lead again for 10 minutes, but you can choose to open an investigation. To do so, define the question at the heart of the mystery. Work with your GM to refine the question if need be. You can also give your investigation a name to better keep track of it, such as the case of the cheated goblin. If you have an active investigation, you get a +1 circumstance bonus to perceptions or skill checks related to answering the question. And also, when you are fighting something that could answer a part of your case, you can use devise a stratagem as a free action instead of one action.
Okay.
Yeah, so before you left, you should have pursued a lead about the book, perhaps.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a larger mystery about that. So your question should probably be something like, who took the book? Or why they took the book?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling more why was the book taken.
All right. That is a case to crack. You can use, you may claim your +1 circumstance bonus on the perception, nature, or survival check right now.
Okay.
Anyone else who's trained in nature or survival and wants to roll those, you may do so.
24.
All right. Coconut, with a 24 on the survival check, you see that these footprints are going right down this path here. You realize with the 24 survival check that these cliff faces are a super comfortable home for Keese. It is likely that the thief has intentionally run through this path in an attempt to cause any pursuers to be attacked by monsters.
So I think Coconut will then say, we should avoid the keys over there. There's keys over there. Avoid them. It's a good idea.
How would you suggest? Should we go around?
Yeah, just like make a little bit wider of a,
As Coconut points these out, you do see that there are several keys, these flying bat monsters, sort of fluttering around in this area around the passage. If they see a soft target, they will swoop down. Not super dangerous, but there are a lot of them.
Very well, we can go around.
You might want to watch out. When enough of them gather like this, they can swarm. Seen it in the mines.
Let's take a quick pace then.
If you want to try and get past the keys, you can do that with, we'll say, a stealth check. If you fail, they will detect you, and we will roll initiative. So everyone please make a stealth check.
I did a public roll. If you want to go with my private roll, it was much worse.
Well, both you and Umi have failed. So the party starts making a sneak around the keys. The situation here is you don't want to get too far and lose the footprints, but you don't want to get too close and anger the keys. However, the clanking of Umi's armor is too much. It affects the echolocation of these keys, and they will turn to attack. Since you were all attempting to avoid notice, Coconut and Kiki, I will let you roll initiative using stealth. And if you roll well, you will also be hidden from the keys at the beginning of the combat. Kiki, you are hidden from the keys. They do not realize that you are not a tree.
Yeah, that sounds right.
This Keese has 1 initiative, so it is going to take its movement. They have a fly speed of 20, so it's going to make a beeline, or I guess a bat line, straight towards you. You're quite far away, so it just takes 3 actions to fly. This one is going to make 3 actions to fly closer. Kiki, it is your turn. The enemies are flying in. What do you want to do?
If I make an attack, they're gonna know where I am, right? That's kind of how that works.
Yes. Yes. If you make an attack, they will definitely know where you are, but they will be off guard against your first attack, which means that
Okay,
their
here's
armor
something-
class will be two less.
Probably do. I could pop out a seed and build a tree for partial cover.
Mhm.
Maybe the bat gets confused.
All right, that is something you can do. However, these bats do not have these are bats. They're gonna swoop down and bite at you. So cover isn't gonna be super relevant.
No, I'll just try to attack one then.
Probably the most sensible thing is to throw a cantrip of some sort at them. Divine Lance.
Okay.
Kiki suddenly reveals that they are in fact not a tree. Fires a blast of divine light, which causes this Keese to explode into monster dust and leave a monster part behind. Kiki, that was 2 actions to cast a spell. You have 1 action left.
Oh.
You can use it to move or something.
Is jumping for joy an action?
It can be.
It's a free action.
I don't want to get any further away from my friends, so I'm just gonna jump for joy.
Yay.
If you want, you do have 1 action move that you can make as a cleric. You could cast guidance on someone who you think is going to make a roll on their next turn.
Okay.
Basically, it's 1 action, range of 30 feet. You target one of your allies. They get a +1 status bonus to an attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check that they attempt before the start of your next turn.
Okay.
Maribel has ranged attacks, so she's a sensible option.
Yeah, Kiki's like, you rock, help, rock.
Help, rock.
All right, Maribel, rock in and drag spell effect guidance onto yourself.
Ooh, nice.
All right, Maribel, it is now your turn.
Alright, Maribel is going to assume just a little bit of a wider stance, plant herself into the ground, and begin channeling elements.
You begin channeling the elements. The sand of the desert begins swirling around you. When you channel the elements, you may also make a 1-action elemental blast, or a 1-action dance impulse if you had one, at the same time. So you can throw out a blast at one of these keys if you like.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with a ranged earth elemental blast at either this key. I don't know if you see the one I have highlighted.
I will point out that the blasts have a range increment of 30 feet, so you might want to move first.
I will change from just taking a wide stance to using a action to move 20 feet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Target out of range.
Is that a maximum range of 30?
I certainly don't mind moving a little more if I have to land this bat with a rock.
So yeah, it turns out I will check at the end of session, but for now it looks like it is a range like a spell range, not a range like a weapon range. So you'll have to move closer first. All right, now you're within range. From the sound effect, I think you got a critical hit, but I can't see it.
Got a 19. I got a critical hit. I accidentally rolled my
Yeah, if you right-click on it, I think you'll be able to reveal it.
Oh yeah.
You beat their AC by 11, so that's a critical hit. Go ahead and roll critical damage.
Damn, 10 damage.
Yes, the Keese dies of massive damage. Maribel sparks up their kinetic aura, strides forward, and hurls a rock straight through that keys, causing it to explode into monster dust and leave a monster part behind. A key swing gently flutters to the ground.
I like to imagine that the rock just pulverized straight through the center eye and the wings just fell straight down to the ground.
Yeah. All right, Coconut.
So I was thinking that I might switch weapons because I'm currently using my rapier and things are far away at the moment.
Okay, yeah. So swapping weapons is a single action. So on your actions tab, you can sheath the rapier and then draw a crossbow, and that is one action. Okay, so that's your first action.
I would consider devising a stratagem, but I'm not sure how these keys can help with the answer at the heart of my active investigation.
Yes. So they can't. That's sort of the thing about the investigator. You are somewhat at a disadvantage when faced with random encounters or random monsters. When you're fighting the thieves, devising a stratagem will be a free action.
Yeah.
You still can use it as an action against these keys, though. Let's see. It has to be a creature you can see. When you strike them, you can add your intelligence modifier to attack roll instead of strength or dexterity, provided you strike with an agile or finesse melee weapon, unarmed attack, ranged weapon, which must be agile or finesse if it's a thrown melee weapon, or a sap.
Okay, so essentially then what I'll do is I'll devise a stratagem and then strike with the crossbow.
That one. Alright. Okay, so your devised stratagem is a 12. So you now know if you attack them this turn, your d20 roll is a 12, and you will add your intelligence instead of your dex to the attack. That's if you declare this an attack stratagem. If you don't like that 12, or you don't think the 12 will be enough, you can declare a skill stratagem, which means you can't strike this turn, but you do gain a +1 circumstance bonus to your next intelligence, wisdom, or charisma-based check or perception check involving the target.
I think I'll just do I think I'll risk it for the biscuit and say that sounds like enough for a crossbow strike, so...
Okay. Yes, that works exactly. So you've got a 12 plus your +7 for 19. That is a hit by 3.
Okay.
So you can go ahead.
Press damage. Not great damage. But...
Not great damage. You rolled a 2 and a 2 on the damage dice. All right, yeah. So that's a hit, leaving the keys near dead, but not actually finished. So that is Coconut's turn. All right. Umi.
Very basic. So Umi's gonna move, and then Umi's gonna move again, and Umi's gonna raise shield.
Okay. All right. These keys are going to advance. This one flies 3 times. This one flies 3 times, getting onto the camera. And then this one. This one did get shot by a coconut, but I was hunting Umi because Umi made sound. So I'm gonna swoop down and attack Umi. 15 feet to move. Then I will make a flying charge with my second 2 actions to make a second fly that goes through Umi and Marubel. Flying charge. The key spins forward, battling anyone it runs into. The key flies in a straight line, passing through creatures, and each creature takes 6 bludgeoning damage. You may make a DC 14 basic reflex save.
Am I allowed to use intercept attack on the damage on Maribel?
That is
damage.
That is a good question. Let me look at intercept attack. An ally within 10 feet of you takes physical damage. So yes, you can do that. You fling yourself in the way of oncoming harm to protect an ally. You can step but must end your movement adjacent to the triggering ally. You take the damage instead.
Because Maribel made the reflex roll.
She only made it for half damage though.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, I'll take the half damage of that.
And you will have to have used a reaction to have stepped like this.
Yep, and I'll take my reflex save.
Yeah, you have to make a reflex save as well.
Well,
That's a critical failure. So you take double damage. Do you still want to react to take the Maribel's damage as well?
yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
The Maribel's damage isn't really much because I have physical resistance. So I take 1. Actually, the shield has. Yeah, I'm gonna take shield block on my attack instead. So I'm gonna take 2 damage from that.
Okay. So what you want to do is click the block button next to the damage roll, because your shield will also take damage.
Oh, you'll take it all, I guess.
Alright, so Maribel, you do take half damage. Kiki, the geese are advancing. Umi and Maribel just got flying charged, but they don't seem to be seriously injured. What do you do?
I'll proceed forward, looking for how many steps I can take.
Your speed is 25.
Okay, thank you. Do you just know all that, or
I
have
opened
our
your
pages-
I opened your sheet.
You're just so fast. Okay. Well, I'm gonna step like up ahead between Maribel and Umi, and attack. What's the black circle around Maribel?
That is their kinetic aura at higher levels as a kineticist. Bonuses or debuffs or other effects from their kinetic aura. But right now it's just a cool swirling mass of earth and metal.
Okay.
Right now I'm using it as a mindset of where people would be upset around me as I cause damage if I did this
Okay.
inside of an enclosed space.
Yes. There's nothing that stops Maribel mechanically from having your aura up all the time, other than that people don't like sand.
But generally safe for Kiki to be
Yes.
in the sandstorm.
Yes.
I'm probably short enough to be underneath it.
So if you were to move, this would be one stride. So you could go there and then still cast a spell.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'll do that.
So you can move there, and then you can do another Divine Lance if you like. If you want to be conservative with your spell slots, which you probably do.
I'm still learning. Okay, I got it.
All right, that is not a good roll. There's 3 actions for Kiki. Maribel.
Okay, Maribel is, for her turn, going to use Armor and Earth.
All right, so your AC's gone up now. Maribel has called the earth around them and formed armor of rocks over their already rocky body.
It very much buffs out her shape and her form to look a lot more traditionally Goron-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, she's going to let out a cry and then go for a melee elemental blast at the keys that just attacked her.
Mm-hmm. Natural 20.
Yo!
Critical hit. on the near dead tiny bat creature.
I
This
feel
is
so
this
bad
is
for what I'm
obscene
about to
overkill. Poor keys.
All right, go ahead and roll that damage. Near max damage. The massive damage immediately kills them.
Who could have anticipated?
Yeah, so Maribel, you rock in and then turn and just with a massive fist, the last thing this Keese sees, everything goes black and the kanji for death appears in front of their eyes, and then all is silent.
All is silence. From my perspective, I punch, let go of some of the earth that's around my hand, and just the pile of rocks collapses onto it as it hits the ground. There's just rubble.
Yes. You have 1 action remaining. So you could then turn and do a ranged attack on that one. You will have the multiple attack penalty there, but it's a Keese. You might hit it.
I might hit it.
A natural 19.
What is going on?
I told you, Maribel rocked in.
Maribel rocked the fuck in.
3 damage. Alas.
3 damage.
Alas, 3 damage does not kill the Keese. A glancing blow.
Thank goodness I'm not making another tombstone right away.
Alright, Coconut. You are using a crossbow, which does require an action to reload.
Okay.
So if you want to shoot the crossbow again, you will need to spend 1 action to reload it.
Okay. I will reload.
That's your first action then?
The next I guess I'll just shoot again. choose the one that was glancing blurred.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to devise a stratagem first?
Then I will, yeah.
All right, you got a 17. You're probably gonna crit this guy.
Yay!
Then go for it.
2 and strike.
Oh, not quite a crit. Only a hit by 8, but still a hit. Damage. That will kill a Keese.
Yay!
It bounces off of Maribel's rock, hovers like what, and then killed through the eye with a crossbow bolt. That's 3 actions for Coconut. Umi.
Umi's gonna move, and then unfortunately, just out of range, Umi's gonna have to do an defensive advance. So that's gonna be a move, and raise shield, and attack.
Mm-hmm. That's such a good feat. Okay, 17 does hit. 6 damage. This kills the Keese. All right. Zumi strides up, raises their shield, swings their sword, and cuts the Keese cleanly in half. With that is the end of the encounter. The desert is quiet for a moment. Each of you should be able to click on a dead Keese, and you will see that they each have a Keese wing as a consumable that you can take into your inventory if you desire.
I'm gonna steal one. My personal wing.
A Keese wing is a consumable. The wing of a Keese can be affixed to a piece of weapon, a piece of ammunition, or a throwing weapon. It takes 10 minutes to affix one. Anytime after it has been affixed, you can activate it as a free action before using that piece of affixed ammunition or making a ranged attack with a thrown weapon, and the range increment for that strike is doubled.
These might be useful for javelins.
Yeah, actually, they would be very useful on javelins. You do need to affix them ahead of time. They will basically double the effective range of your javelins.
I'll pick one of the wing things. I didn't get to do that yet.
Okay.
I might have grabbed 2. I can pass one of mine back over.
Oh, well, then I don't need one. Whoever uses ranged weapons more would need it. So, I didn't know if it applied to the Divine Lance.
No, it specifically has to be affixed to a weapon or a piece of ammunition.
Got it.
So, with the Keese defeated, you continue following the trail of footprints of the thief. This leads you to a sandier part of the desert. As you follow the tracks through the sandy desert, under the light of the full moon, there is a shadow above you. Not more Keese, no, something bigger than that. A bird. A bird the size of an adult Hylian circles above you. Before you can react much, it descends and comes to rest on a nearby cactus. A giant owl looks down at you curiously. A pair of massive feathers resembling eyebrows seem to waggle inquisitively at you before the owl speaks. Woo, woo! Look up here! Hey! Look up when someone is talking to you! How do you react?
Maribel looks up.
Coconut avoids his gaze.
We're on a mission. Is this important?
Is it important? Is it important? Many things are important, especially things that you don't realize. And many things you think are important often aren't. But I sense something about all of you. He tilts his head sideways, looks down. You have a touch of something special about you. A thread of fate, of destiny, perhaps? Maybe not. Maybe I've gone senile. I am very old. You're looking for something, are you not? Why else would you be in the desert if you weren't looking for something?
Have you seen some Gerudo thieves pass by?
Gerudo thieves? Gerudo thieves. Oh, yes. Yes, there are some thieves. They've taken over an old outpost. Used to belong to the Gerudo military, a small fort south of here. If you're going, I would be careful. They always have watches posted through the night, and the one on their north tower, she has a pretty good bow. She tried to shoot me with it. Good luck. I've been dodging arrows since before there was a Gerudo kingdom. Anyway, if you are trying to get in there, the north way in is probably the best. A big monster smashed a hole through it, and the bandits have been too lazy to fix it up.
Appreciate the advice. He looks to the others.
Coconut says, "Thank you for the advice. We do not want to hear it again."
Are you sure? Did you get all of that?
Yes, I got all of it.
No, I wasn't listening.
Kiki,
Oh shit, I hit the wrong button.
The owl kindly repeats its entire advice.
and then it makes a mental note to move the button next time, so you do it again.
Maribel blank stares as he goes through all of his dialogue, and then hit the wrong button again. It is now just.
is this a Zelda reference?
Yes. In an Ocarina of Time, the owl provides you some hints throughout the game, and at the end he always asks, "Did you get all that?" And the cursor defaults to no, and if you select no, it replays the entire all of the dialogue again.
But
and of
then
course,
later on it changes it, so it defaults to yes instead. To specifically catch you.
So the owl looks down at you and says, "But if you're going, be careful, or don't. I guess it's up to you."
Okay.
He looks down and then says, "Well, I think you will be an interesting sight, so I'll be watching." He winks and then flutters his wings and takes off into the sky.
Kiki just she picks up little things from people she meets along the way, so every now and then you'll just hear Kiki go, ooh, ooh.
Oh no.
You'll look around, you think the owl's coming, but Kiki's just going, ooh, ooh.
Kokona's eyebrow furrows and she writes down another note very quickly.
I do wonder where such a bird would stay in the deep desert like this, but
This is definitely not his native habitat.
I mean, there's plenty big enough rocks to eat, but where does he roost?
a fine question for when we're not looking for a stolen book.
Heading south, you do come across an old outpost. You are some distance away from the outpost itself. You can see that there are a couple of watchtowers, one right here that you can see, one right here that you can see as well, which are currently manned by Gerudo thieves. As the owl said, you do also notice there is a hole in the north wall of the fort. You are coming from the north, so this is what you see initially. What do you want to do?
I think the first thing Maribel is going to do is, even though it probably came off already, strip her armor of earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wipe her hands sort of the way you would if you're trying to get water off after you wash your hands, but just all of the rocks fall off of her body.
Okay.
That way I am a bit more maneuverable to get in there.
If your plan is going to involve sneaking, I should probably stay behind and just move in when you get caught. Or maybe not.
Also assume you're going to deactivate your kinetic aura, because that's not exactly subtle.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going for subtlety or not, but regardless, I'm fairly certain that if I want to run in and get into range, being covered in rocks and having -10 speed wouldn't be the best.
Yeah, your armor of earth slows you down significantly, so if you're still needing to position, you probably don't want it on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the smart ones, so I'll let you do the planning.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I was just gonna throw a big rock at the part that was already broken.
Did Umi say that out loud?
Yes.
Kiki smart. Kiki smart. She's like proud that Umi thinks she's smart, even though Umi probably wasn't talking to her.
Maribel looks to Kiki, having ignored the fact that we're with an investigator, and it's like, okay, why is I'm Kiki? What is our plan?
Meanwhile, I think Kokona's just like, her eyes are just drifting across like every single avenue of potentially getting in, like looking for any easy entrance that will be stealthy.
Yeah. Kokona, would you like to try and do a circle around the fort without being noticed? You can do that with like a stealth check.
Okay, yeah.
Kokona, with a 19, you are able to watch where the thieves are, where the people on watch are looking, and sort of stealthily move from old tree to old tree, cactus to cactus, moving about. So I'm going to drag your token around and show you what there is to see. Down here, you see that there is the gate for the old fortress. Technically weaker than the wall, but still, it's a fort's gate, it wouldn't be easy to break through.
Yeah.
But if you could somehow get inside, you could maybe unlock it from the other side. There is a southern watchtower with another thief on watch. As you make your way over here, that's odd. The wall here looks weaker than the thick wooden palisade. There's like a little rectangular section that pops out of the wall here that is made of like wooden boards. This would be easier to break through than the wooden palisade. And then this whole wall here is wood. And then, of course, there's the North Tower again with the Gerudo thief. And you can tell that she has an expensive-looking short bow at the ready as she is keeping watch. The other two watchtowers don't have bows, but have, like, slings instead. Also, as you walk by, you see into the camp. They have, like, a cooking fire and some torches and things illuminating the area inside. And you return to the party.
Kokona will relay this information.
Well, I know how we'd siege it if we had 20 knights, but I don't...
Yeah, she goes,
We
we have
one
three...
night.
we have 3 people and a tree with us, so we will make do.
Tiki could make a second tree.
I think we can do it all tonight. I don't think we need 20.
We're doing it at this time of night.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be best to just try to go through that hole in the wall, see what happens. I don't relish the prospect of trying to bash through that gate.
Let me know if we're going for the bash plan.
Kiki says, sneaky sneak.
Well, all right. Well, smart people. If we sneak as close as we can before that archer takes notice, that makes sense to me.
All right. What's the plan?
I think it's just go through the hole in the wall.
Here's how we'll do this. I will move your collective up to the entrance. I will ask who's going to go in first. Basically, your marching order for going through this hole.
Probably best if Umi went first, unless you want to be stealthy.
Once you go in, stealth is basically impossible. This area is
Alright.
too well lit, and there's not enough cover. Umi can go in first. Umi, since you are expecting trouble, you can already have your shield raised before combat begins. Basically, you're using the defend exploration activity to be walking around with a raised shield. Everyone other than Umi, if you desire to do so, may roll initiative with stealth, potentially being undetected at the beginning of combat. As soon as Umi walks in, we will roll initiative. As Umi will be very immediately spotted by the Gerudo thief on the tower, who immediately rings an alarm bell, sounding the alarm. Kokona and Kiki, unfortunately, you... all right, you all are... Maribel blows the stealth completely, and we will begin the encounter. Umi.
Umi's first action is going to be to taunt the short bow thief.
Okay. She is taunted. For everyone's sake, taunt is the signature guardian action. They make an attention-grabbing gesture, noise, or cutting remark. The foe has to be able to either hear them or see them. It works on even mindless creatures, as you make yourself a distraction. The foe has to be within 30 feet. In this case, you are very specifically, getting her attention, and you are within 25 horizontally. If she takes any hostile action against any of your allies that doesn't also include Umi, then she gets a penalty to the attack roll and becomes off guard until the start of her next turn.
Why are they so hot though?
Because they're Gerudo.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like everybody's thing.
They fine.
Yeah.
Going up or down one of these ladders will take an action. Since it's only a step to get to one, you can do the step as part of the climb.
Not part of the climb, okay.
Yeah.
Umi's going to climb for the second action and then raise shield for the third.
Okay. All right. This Gerudo thief, her first action is going to be to ready her short bow. Then she is going to shoot at Umi. Umi, I'm going to give you standard cover because you've gone down this hill. That misses even before the cover. And then her third action is going to be to step here, blocking the top of the ladder. The sleeping Gerudo thief stops being unconscious, and that's her entire first turn. Kokona.
I didn't succeed in stealthing in, so anyway, I started blasting. But now I get to devise a stratagem for free.
Yes, these Gerudo are definitely related to your investigation, so devising a stratagem against them will be a free action.
I'm gonna go for the Gerudo thief in the tower first.
Okay. Right. So you've rolled a 6. So you can go through with that attack. If you think a 6 plus your modifiers will hit. If you're worried it's not, you can call for a skill stratagem instead. Maybe move and then try something else.
Okay. I think I'll give intimidation a try.
You may have to move closer first. You've kind of got cover to them, so let's move in first as your first action.
Okay, I'll move there.
And then demoralize.
Alrighty.
And you should get your +1 from your skill stratagem, because it's a charisma-based skill check.
Yeah.
And that's a natural 1.
Okay.
Okay. It happens. Okay, so that's 2 actions. You have 1 action remaining. One thing that you might do is recall knowledge. This is an action that anyone can take. You recall knowledge on a creature, and basically you get to ask me a question about that creature. It can be, what weaknesses does it have? What resistances or immunities does it have? You can ask what their lowest saving throw is. What special abilities do they have? Things like that. So, okay. What do you want to know about this Gerudo thief?
I think what kind of abilities these thieves might have access to feels like a decent starting point.
All right. So these Gerudo thieves, they are skilled at intimidation as bandits, and they possess Dread Striker. If you are frightened, you are also off guard to the bandit, which means that if you are frightened, you are very, very vulnerable to their attacks.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. Kiki.
I'd like to move my character into like where Kokona and Umi are.
So like right here at the top of the ladder?
Yeah.
All right. Now might be a good time to cast one of your spells, such as Bless, which will help the party by giving a bonus to all of your attack rolls for this combat.
Yeah. Be blessed.
So everyone will have +1 to attack rolls while you are within this 15-foot emanation around Kiki. It will last for a minute. And Kiki, you can, as an action on your turn, make the aura bigger, if you like. Every time you use the sustain action, you increase the radius by 10 foot.
Cool.
Okay, that is Kiki. So now I will have the Gerudo thief on the south, who has heard a lot of noises up from the north. She's going to climb down this ladder. She is then going to hop down here, and then she will use her third action to stride around that tent and then into the battlefield. All right, Marubel.
So the first thing Marubel does, I feel like with a 0 initiative roll with stealth, I want to describe Marubel's stealthy approach. Because she's really thinking of ideas to try and be better, even though she's terrible at stealth. So she knows that stones, when they get cold in the desert in the middle of the night, when they're hit by the wind, can skip along the sand a little bit. So she's huddled down, trying to make herself look like a rock, and then just literally leapfrog, like jumps from spot to spot for her movement action, making a loud funk every time she hits the ground.
This explains much.
Just a big leapfrogging rock that comes in. Gonna hop over here.
That's a 15 foot, 20 feet. That's 1 stride.
Yes, 1 stride, and then I am going to channel elements. As part of that, I am going to 1 action attack, chucking a rock at the thief up top.
Tragic.
So that does not hit. And then I am going to end my turn by redonning my earthen armor.
Okay.
And doing my best to continue trying to look like a rock that just skipped into the town, but like definitely just a weird rock leapfrogging around, looking ridiculous.
So this Gerudo thief, she strides once, she will stride twice, and then she is going to she will issue a battle cry and attempt to demoralize Umi. She rolled a 3. All right. Umi, you are in a target-rich environment.
All right, Umi's gonna start by taunting the far thief.
Okay.
and then do a defensive advance. Then I'll be raising shield and then attacking the nearby thief.
Okay. That's a hit. Big hit. Alright, she is badly injured after that. Alright. The Gerudo thief with the bow in the tower sees Maribel and realizes that that is in fact not a rock. She is going to demoralize Maribel. She shouts threats, which fails to demoralize. She will then...
A rock with no morals.
She is then going to fire her composite shortbow. That is a hit. Maribel will take 4 damage. With her third action, she will shoot again, which will be a miss. The sleeping thief, who is no longer sleeping, will stand up from prone, ready her scimitar, and ready her dagger, and that's 3 actions. Kokona.
That's me. Stratagem. We'll keep going for the Gerudo thief in the tower. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Alright, you are going to roll an 11 if you attack her.
Oh, I'll give that a shot. Why not?
Well, only one way to find out, I suppose.
Only one way to find out.
That is a hit by 2.
Yay!
You can see that these thieves have an AC of 17.
And 7 damage.
The thief takes 7 damage. Okay. She is injured, but you didn't hit anything vital. So that was 1 action.
I was thinking then for the other action, I was gonna switch my weapon to be the rapier.
All right. Swapping weapons is 1 action. So you
Yep.
put away the crossbow. You have your rapier up.
I think I might move a little bit closer to one of the Gerudo guards next to Umi now.
Okay. As 1 action, you can climb down this ladder here.
Ah, okay, there we go then.
Okay, Kiki. Kiki is in a pretty good position in the middle of the party, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her do a Divine Lance on the injured Gerudo thief in the North Tower. Miss by 1, you hate to see it, and then with their third action, they will sustain Bless, increasing the aura to 25 feet, which should be enough to cover this battlefield. Alright. The taunted Gerudo thief is going to attempt to tumble through Umi in order to set up the flank. That is a failure, so she moves up, she wastes her turn trying to get past Umi, but she cannot get past him. She will then attempt to demoralize Umi. That is a success. Umi becomes frightened 1, and then she will, with her third action, strike. She's going to fire her sling. That is a hit by 7, because you're also off guard against that. Umi is taking 7 damage. Clunks into Umi's shield, denting it. Maribel.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the tower. So I think I'm going to use one of my 2-turn elemental blast attacks.
Okay.
So, if I remember correctly, if I hit adds my modifier to damage.
Alright, that is a miss.
So I definitely missed. I think I'll just try one more time, even at penalty.
That's not a good roll.
I'm hucking rocks. I'm
Yeah.
hucking rocks and hoping for the best.
This tree over here is getting pummeled with rocks.
They're gonna have a monument over there by the end of this.
Alright. Umi is vulnerable because he is frightened 1, and their trait makes that also off guard. So this Gerudo thief drops her sling, draws her scimitar as her first action, and is then going to make a scimitar strike. Hits because of the off guard. 3 damage to Umi, and then we will make a attack with our third action. A 20 for another 5 damage. Umi is not looking super good. It is your turn.
Alright, raise shield. I'll attack the badly injured thief.
It's a miss.
I think the better thing to do than taunting is actually to do another attack, unfortunately. But the demoralize does go away.
Yeah, when you end your turn, the frightened condition reduces by 1, so you are no longer frightened. And both of these thieves have used demoralize on you, so you are immune to their demoralize, or I think it's an hour. So they won't be able to demoralize you again. The one in the tower. I think she's going to continue this this archer's duel with Maribel. Arrow versus rock. She'll make a couple of strikes. She seems to be winning this duel, Maribel.
She is winning this duel handedly.
2 damage. And then second shot. That's not going to hit, so she's just going to Hail Mary for a third. Looking for a nat 20. All right. She's going to run out of arrows at this rate. All right. That's a stride, an interact to open that door, and then another stride. Kokona.
I am going to move up to the thief next to Umi.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do a feint.
Success. Your foe is fooled. The target is off guard against the next melee attack that you make.
Okay. And then I was gonna stratagem into melee. Well, that's not great.
It's not great. Their AC is reduced by 2. Their AC is down to a 15.
Okay. Well, I'll do it then.
Yep, you'll do it then. Between your +7 and the bonus from Kiki, you will hit because of the off guard. A nice hit.
8 damage.
She is saved by Nature's Death Ward. She has 1 hit point remaining.
Okay.
That's 3 actions, so it is Kiki's turn.
So, I noticed that Umi is badly injured.
Yes.
My healing, it says range varies.
So your heal spell has varying effects depending on how many actions you use to cast it. For
Okay.
1 action, you can cast it as a range of touch, and it does 1d8 healing. For 2 actions, it has a range of 30 feet and heals 1d8 plus 8. And then for 3 actions, you dispel a burst of healing energy in a 30-foot emanation around you. If you want to target Umi specifically, a 2-action heal would give him 1d8 plus 8 hit points.
Okay, that's what I will do.
And 10
Not
healing.
great, but
Yeah. Still pretty good.
Kiki will stay where she's at because she likes being in the center of everybody, basically.
That's a good spot to be.
So you have 1 action remaining. You should use your Threatening Rattle. Threatening Rattle works like this. You choose a creature within 30 feet of you that you're aware of. You make an intimidation check against their will. If you succeed, they are frightened 1, which means they have a -1 to everything they do. If you critically succeed, they're frightened 2. Just -2 to everything they do. You rolled a
I'm
3.
targeting the one that doesn't have any damage to it yet.
Unfortunately, you rolled a 3, so it is what it is.
Low rolls today.
Yes.
It's our first combat, guys. We'll be okay. We got this.
All right. The unharmed Gerudo thief. So she drops her sling and draws her scimitar. As her second action, she is going to move like this in order to flank Kokona. And as her third action, she is going to strike Kokona with the scimitar.
Don't do that.
She's gonna do that.
That's rude.
Yeah. For 3 damage.
Oh no.
Alright. Maribel, it is your turn.
Okay, question. Don't know if I'll need to do a check for it, but what is the ladder made of and how is it secured to the tower?
It is wood and it is not really secured. It's just kind of leaned up against it.
Different idea from all of what I've been doing. I'm going to use my base kinesis to move a bit of the earth beneath it, like pull some rocks straight up to move the ladder, tip it.
The bulk of the target must be negligible or light. So you can do like a fist-sized amount of
I would think
element.
a fist-sized amount of rock coming up underneath one of the legs of the ladder would be enough to destabilize it, like to tip it
Okay,
over.
sure. I mean, you're also like right next to the ladder. You could just use an interact action to knock it over.
I could literally just walk over and knock it over.
It's within your reach. You could just slap it over
I was
and
literally
save the action.
crafting the last turn how I could warp it if it was a metal ladder, but that makes a lot more sense. I'm just gonna take a step over and like just kick it over.
Okay. That ladder is now on the ground.
For my last action, I'm going to use my impulse attack to hurl a rock.
All right, that's a hit.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Right.
Damage dealt. Okay. The nearly dead Gerudo thief has been beaten and stabbed, and she has had enough. So she's going to use her first action to step away from the knight, and then she is going to, as her second action, stride to this door, and then as her third action, she is going to open this door. Umi.
Alright, do I want to help the party, or do I want to kill the fleeing Gerudo?
Porque no las dos?
Yeah, you would be helping us in the process.
I can make this 25-foot move without having to move through the enemy. Alright, so I'll do that as part of a defensive advance.
So that gives you
Shield up.
a stride, a razor shield, and a melee strike if you end in range. That is a miss. That was a defensive advance, so you have one action left.
Yeah, one more try.
Yep, that's a critical failure. All right. The archer is up here in the tower. The ladder has been knocked down, so they are going to shoot down at Maribel because you are the one they are engaged in a duel with. Shoot my arrow. That's a hit by 0. Maribel, you are getting pin-cushioned.
I'm fine with getting pin-cushioned a bit.
I mean...
She's got to run out of arrows at some point.
Yeah. And then she is going to, since she no longer feels she has to be standing here at the top of the ladder, because the ladder is now down, her second action is going to be to step behind this bit of palisade wall, and her third action will be to take cover behind that, giving her standard cover. The last Gerudo thief is going to come running in. Flanking Kokona, she is then going to try and demoralize Kokona, because that is what they do. A 16 is a success. Kokona gains Frightened 1.
Do that.
Yeah. Well, you're already off guard from the flank, so it's... But an extra -1 to your AC is still gonna make it... Well, I can just roll a 20. Every +1 counts, and then you roll a 20. For a devastating strike. Kokona is down.
Goodbye, friends. It was nice knowing you.
No!
There's also critical hit, so you are dying 2, because when you get taken out by a critical hit, you get dying 2 instead of dying 1.
Hell yeah.
Also, when you are taken out in a fight, your initiative changes to be right before the creature that took you out, so that everybody gets a chance to react before you have to make your first dying check.
Okay.
So your initiative changes to be right before the thief that just took you down. And Kiki, this is what clerics are for.
Please save me, small tree.
Small tree. Yeah, and I'm close enough to do the same thing that I did with Umi, right?
Yep, she's within range, so you should do a 2-action heal on Kokona, get her back conscious. Unfortunately, she's still in a bad situation. She's currently dying. You might consider delaying to go after the Gerudo thief that's going to go next, because it might just put her back down.
Yeah, but I know the heal will heal. I don't know if I'll hit.
Fair. Your call. So go ahead and roll that heal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do the healing thing. I have more confidence as a character in my healing abilities than my fighting abilities.
Okay. So Coconut, with your token selected, click the Apply Healing to gain those 9 hit points. So you are no longer dying. You are no longer unconscious. You are still prone and frightened 1.
I think as she gets back up, she just goes, fascinating.
Oh, also, your rapier is dropped on the ground when you went unconscious.
That's fair.
So you'll have to spend an action picking it up and an action standing up. It really sucks to go down. Also, you now have the wounded condition. The wounded condition means that you gain 1 level of the wounded condition when you come back from dying, and if you become dying again, you add the wounded condition to your starting level of dying. And you die for real at dying 4, so try to avoid that.
Okay.
Okay, Kiki, you have 1 action remaining.
Probably to move back toward the center of everybody. So back this way.
All right. This Gerudo thief is going to step here and try and deal with this troublesome knight who is going after the stuff in that room. She does not want you to go to find the stuff in that room. So she is going to step into a flank and then do double strikes on Umi. As a hit and a miss. Rolling the hits. Max damage.
I'll shield it.
All right, Maribel.
Okay, now that the Gerudo up in the tower is a little less able to join the fight, I'm going to advance 10 feet down this way.
Okay.
Just kind of behind this, like, palisade bit. And I am going to attack with a regular...
1 action blast?
Yeah, or elemental blast.
All right, 1 action
I keep
blast.
mixing up my words. I'll get used to it. It's a 3.
That's a 3.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3. Unfortunately, that happens. But you have 1 action remaining. You can...
I'm doing it again.
You can throw on another blast.
I'm just gonna keep throwing rocks.
There's a 20.
Finally!
Yay.
She's only got 1 hit point. You could roll damage if you want, but...
I'll just roll damage.
Yeah. Alright. You hit her in the back of the head. She falls down, prone and unconscious. Little cuckoos. Chickens. Little Zelda chickens are flying around her head as she is snoozing there unconscious.
Guys, don't hit the birds. That is a very bad idea.
That's fair.
Umi.
Alright, Umi's gonna do a defensive advance. Coconut can actually do a nice flank. So,
Now, Coconut's going to spend most of their turn getting reconfigured.
Yeah. In fact, then I shall do the flank.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do a defensive advance.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I raise shield, and I get the attack out of this. Well, if I roll like that, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. You have 1 action left.
Alright, I'm going to, instead of trying to go for broke with damage, I'm going to taunt the thief that I'm not flanking.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay. Alright, the Gerudo in the tower. She has seen Kiki bring you all back from the brink too many times. So she is going to start targeting the healer now. Shooting the cleric. 21 does hit the cleric, though. Kiki, you take 2 damage. I will do that again. Only 7 misses. And then with her 3rd action, she takes cover again behind the wall. Alright, Coconut, you're having a bad day.
A little bit.
A little bit. When you stand up from prone as an action. You can pick up your rapier as your 2nd action, and you have 1 action remaining.
I'm gonna devise a stratagem on the one right next to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Coconut, you're not gonna hit with a 4, probably.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm gonna try to do an intimidate or demoralize instead then.
Okay, that's a good idea. A natural 1.
Honestly, I mean, narratively, that makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, Coconut, I think you like growl at them menacingly, but you're just sort of like you're dying and wounded,
Yeah,
and
like
just sort of
coughing blood,
pulling
yeah.
yourself up.
Just go like I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah. But alright, your frightened condition ends. This Gerudo thief is completely unharmed and took you out last turn. Now she's got an Umi behind her. I think she is going to strike Umi. That is not a strike. She is then going to stab Umi with a dagger. But she's gonna not roll very good. And then she's gonna step here, so she's not actively being flanked. Alright, Kiki.
Okay. I'm probably gonna start trying to attack things.
Okay, none of them are especially injured. You do have a fear spell prepared, and fear is a very strong single target debuff. This one just went, so you could fear her, which would potentially like lower her armor class for Umi and Kokona's next turns.
Okay, I see how that works now. Yeah.
I'll make the save. So she needs to make the DC 17 will save. She gets a regular failure, which means she is frightened 2 until the end of her next turn, when she'll then have a -1 to everything until the end of her next turn. So she is strongly debuffed. You have 1 action left.
I don't know what to do with my last action.
I would suggest if you have nothing else in mind, a threatening rattle on a different target is a good option.
Okay. I'll do it on the one that has a turn up next.
And it doesn't matter anyway, because it's a failure.
Ah!
All right. She's up.
For story building's sake, Kiki's just like trying to threaten, and the Gerudos are just like, is that a leaf blowing in the wind over there?
All right. This one has been taunted by Umi, but oh, I have such a juicy flank on Kokona, all ready to go, but ooh, the taunts. The taunts. All right, well, sometimes taunt works in the other way around. So she is going to step into the flank, and she's going to attack Kokona. She has a -1 because of the taunt. She misses, and because she ignored the taunt, she is now off guard as well until the start of her next turn. So she's now totally off guard to all attacks, and her third action will be a strike with her scimitar, which will also miss. So she has completely ruined herself for no gain. All right, it's Maribel's turn. All right, we will start with a 2-action ranged elemental blast on the off-guard one. That is a hit. Damage. Good damage. Maribel will have a good third action. She'll demoralize as her third action on the same one. Now she failed. All right, Umi.
Yeah, with a beat-up thief in front, I think Umi's going to do a defensive advance to get a flank on it.
Okay.
Shield up and attack.
Critical hit, thanks to the off guard. Yeah, you come out, bam, knock them totally unconscious.
Umi's going to taunt the other thief, the thief who's scared.
Okay, that's 3 actions. All right. The archer is going to continue plinking away at Kiki. That's a hit.
Ouch.
With damage rolls like this, you're
Damage
okay.
rolls. Thank God.
A second
I don't
shot.
think I have a very high AC.
You do not. You're a cloister cleric, not a war priest, so you don't wear like armor.
Right. That'd be cute though, a tiny leaf with armor.
Yeah, yeah.
You get like a chorus that looks like a ladybug or something.
Oh, that would be so cute.
That would be adorable.
And then my third action is take cover again. All right, Coconut.
Yeah, I guess I'll do a feint on the thief next to me that's not down. Or I should say dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. The rolls for us are not very good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Gotta devise a stratagem.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
All right.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think we're gonna use that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one to attack with the rapier.
All right.
Yay.
Critical hit, as expected. Big damage. Come on, big damage roll. Max damage.
Come on, give me it.
Very good. Not quite max, but that is the deadly property really helping out there. She is very nearly taken out, but still up.
Alright. Well, maybe I'll demoralize like the Gerudo thief up there.
I'd just take a nap attack, honestly.
Oh, I've been meaning to. What are those? How do they work?
Yeah.
Attack as many times as you want as you have actions, but you just take a penalty for the second.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I will do that then. I will attack the map.
The map spans for multiple attack penalty, so
Okay. Something like
Ooh,
that,
just off.
yeah,
Just,
so close.
Just barely.
So
Well,
close.
That'll be my turn then.
All right, Gerudo Thief. She has been taunted. She is frightened. She's gonna make a run for. Does she run for her life or does she run for the loot? I'm gonna flip a coin. 1, she runs for the loot. 2, she runs for her life. All right, she's heading out. She strides twice towards the gate, and will use her third action to unbar one of the doors. Okay. Kiki?
I'll attack this one. You guys see when I target somebody?
Yes. There's a little dot with your color on it.
Okay. I can do like a threatening rattle, then an attack, right?
Yes, you can. Threatening rattle is an action, and then your spells are usually 2 actions. So you can do that. And if you're planning on using a threatening rattle, you should do it before you attack because it can give them a penalty to their armor class. Not if you roll like that, but, you know, it can.
And then I'm gonna Divine Lance her up
Okay.
there.
Before you do that, she is currently in cover, which is giving her a bonus to AC. But you know what she isn't being buffed? Her will save. So you could use your Daze cantrip instead.
Oh. I will do that.
All right. So you attack her with the psychic energy. She needs to make a basic wisdom save. Or will save, sorry. That's going to be a failure. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Come on, give me a 6. 4.
4 psychic damage. All right. Maribel.
All right, is the tower on stilts or is it reinforced?
It is. There's just a stilt here on this side.
Okay.
On the interior side here. Yeah.
That is all I really need to know. As long as I can, Maribel is going to move 10 feet underneath the tower.
I can't actually. We can't actually put your token underneath. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
I have an idea for ending this.
Are you gonna just try and like knock out the stilt?
I wasn't gonna try and knock out the stilt. I was
Uh-huh.
gonna stand beneath the spot beside or like directly underneath the thief
Okay.
as best I can.
Mm-hmm.
Is talking an action or is that free?
It's free unless you're making some sort of check with it, like if you're trying to
Okay.
demoralize or something.
I'm just going to quickly shout out to give an offer. Surrender now, or we won't make this harder for you.
Okay, let's make that an intimidation check.
Okay. Not very intimidating though.
No. She does not seem to react to your offer. You have 1 action left.
All right, then if I only have the 1 action left, I'm gonna do a 1 action Earth Elemental Blast at the wooden platform above.
Okay. At the platform. Okay. You hit the hardest knot in the wood, accomplishing very little.
The rock conks me back on the head.
Yes. All
I
right.
have the best intentions.
All right. So, party. Are we concerned about this one fleeing, or are we going to let her go?
We'll let her go.
All right. In that case, this thief escapes into the night. This one up here, realizing that she is abandoned by her last remaining comrade, and that you all have ranged weapons, and she's running very low on arrows, she will throw down her bow and surrender, allowing you to take her and these other two captive, and we will end the encounter here. So you tie them up, you have them captured. One of them is conscious and able to be questioned.
Which one has the nice bow?
The one who surrendered, this one.
Got it.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah.
All right. You now have a composite short bow.
I'm gonna go and see what they took.
I will also bring you her arrows.
If you want to, you're the detective. Why don't you ask the questions while I look for stuff?
I mean,
I think the interrogation will be a good place to pick up next time.
yeah.
I want
but-
to grab the stuff.
Yeah, so Umi, you and everyone go in here and start cataloging the loot that these bandits have gathered. You find a set of loaded dice, some unusual liquid, some other unusual object, a letter written in Gerudo script, a piece of a heart, a bunch of rubies, and the Hyrule Historia.
All right.
Speak Gerudo. What does the note say?
So does Umi.
Umi, you pick up the letter and you share it with the rest of the party. And let me identify that. You find a mysterious letter. The message is scrawled in the Gerudo script. It says, "Bring the book to the 7 heroines during the next new moon, and you will have your rubies. 4 gold rubies, just as promised." That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow. I see. The Hyrule Historia is here. Okay.
So you can go ahead and take that. If anyone wants to attempt a crafting check to identify the unusual liquid, you can do that if you have a crafting check. The unusual object can also be identified with a crafting check.
What does a piece of heart do, by the way?
When you gain 4 of them, you will gain a level.
Oh.
The party will gain a level.
Okay. Am I? I mean, we can all do that, right? But
Kiki and Maribel, you have no idea what these things are.
Well,
But maybe someone back in town will know.
I'll take it with me since I've got the strongest back.
And these thieves all had slings, daggers, and scimitars. So if you need a scimitar or a sling bullets or daggers, you can take them.
I'm gonna claim the bullets.
All right. So with that, we'll pick up here next time with the interrogation of the Gerudo thieves, and then we will make our way to the Conclave, where we will find out what is actually going on in this campaign. So thank you all for being here for session 0, episode 0. That's what this is. Episode 0 of this campaign. I wanted to do something that was a little straightforward so that you could, ease into playing Pathfinder a little bit. I hope you've sort of figured out a little bit how your characters play. Next time, we'll start with the interrogation, and then we will transition into the Conclave meeting, where we will make very important decisions that will shape what this campaign looks like in the future. Thank you all for playing. Thank you everybody who watched, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. There will be more to come in the future, so please subscribe and like the video to help us out. And please leave a comment. If you want to see more content from me, you can check out my 2 other YouTube channels linked in the description below. I have one channel dedicated to old stream VODs and Let's Plays. You can check out unedited TTRPGS streams there, such as my Vault of King Midas campaign or the Secret of the Black Crag campaign. The second channel is dedicated to general TTRPG content, video essays, reactions, discussions, my opinions, etc. If you want to play a game with me, check out my page on startplaying.games. I'm a professional game master, and if there is an open spot, I'd love to have you in one of my campaigns or one-shots. Follow me on Blue Sky, or come hang out on our Discord server. If you want to support this project, and everything else I do, please consider donating to my Ko-fi. In addition to helping the channel, those who donate will have access to the mostly unedited recordings of these game sessions, with all the rules discussion, off-topic banter, and all of our nonsense left in. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.